Lockdown Games and Luke Stone Studios presents Hybrids, the role-playing game. This core rules to the new Base Plus 2 game engine allows you to design your own character and create your own homebrewed adventure, complete with charts, maps, and every resource needed to dive right into the Hybrids universe on your own, or continue where the quick play left off with a brand new module. Get caught up on the series with the Killing Field trade paperback, enhanced with creator commentary and behind-the-scenes information. This special edition gives you even more value and entertainment. All this and more on Indiegogo.
In a world where creatures of myth and legend exist, a covert task force is charged with keeping humanity safe from supernatural threats. And when young Nancy Moon stumbles into the eternal battle between good and evil, she finds... Oh my god, will you shut up? What's happening? Agent Beckett here. Aren't you tired of stuff like that? Want something different? Roll the tape. Whoops. Sorry about that. That's a song I'm writing for my ex. Okay, here we go. Yeah, that's more like it. Alrighty. Welcome to the world of the mythicals. We have it all. Monsters. Magic. Government agents. He's the strong silent type. This guy. Ugh, gross, dude. Get some kind of cream or something. Lots of 90s style action. Pew pew pew. And that strong female lead alluded to earlier. Not to mention a dashing field commander with a great sense of fashion. Look at those glasses. South River Studios presents The Mythicals, Issue 1. Buy it, if you dare. Ugh, will you can it already? How'd you get free? Now beat it before I lose my cool.
So what are you waiting for? Back it today. Like right now.
Back the Mythicals.
Hey, David.
How are you?
Good.
Good. Good. So where should we start? I guess I can start. I did talk to our leadership, and the position was that we, while we recognize that you can't lump everybody that belongs to a certain group together as, all being the same people.
I'm going to do so because I'm a little weasel and I have absolutely no scruples whatsoever. So if you want free speech, I guess you're going to have to go to Fund My Comic. That's your only choice.
I wanna know what you're thinking. There are some things you can't hide.
Hold on.
I wanna know what you're thinking. There are some things you can't hide. I wanna know
Sorry about that. Mistimed one again. Anyway, I tried to string them together and upload a file, but I got a little behind today. Anyway, let me welcome a couple people to the show. A guest of the hour.
Like a rock. Wonder who that's
Luke
about.
Stone?
It's going, man.
I don't know. There you go. Well, it's a Midwest, and it's a guy named Luke Stone. It's kind of a no-brainer. I mean,
Kind
come
of
on.
a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer, man.
Speaking
Anyway.
of no-brainers.
Yeah, speaking of no-brainers.
I don't even know who you got waiting. I don't even know if you got someone else in there, but man, that'd be a really funny intro.
Fuck you, Luke.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that was
It's Will.
that was a little
That's
harsh.
funny.
That's a little harsh. A little harsh.
Yeah, that was a little harsh, but it's funny.
It is what it is. It's only out of love. Only out of love.
Probably well deserved, but you know.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Anyway, well, I tried to get some rebuttals on here today. Try not to make this a complete fun my comic circle jerk, but we have yet to see anybody to that wants to come aboard and defend these other crowdfunding sites. So we're gonna try do our best today to express both sides of the issue. And because we do have some very big names in our community that have decided to go with Indiegogo, at least for the time being. And, if I told you those names, you would know them right off. But I'm just going to say there's significant amount of people still on Indiegogo. And acknowledging the fact that they are being shadow banned. They know they're being shadow banned. In fact, they're just saying, "Oh, well, you have to follow this link because we're being shadow banned, and you can't search for it, and it won't pop up." And so it's like, okay, so you're acknowledging that yes, you are being shadow banned, and yes, they are truncating your ability to reach your audience, and yet you still cling to the Titanic while autumn leaves are playing in the background. Anyway,
What a beautiful visual you've painted for us.
There you go. There you go. Well, I haven't played my Thelma Louise trailer yet, so it is what it is.
I do love that one.
Yeah, I included that with the, because it's pretty much a suicide pact. It's a suicide pact we've seen a lot in the mainstream lately, where companies seemingly attack their fan base, or actively attempt to drive them off for some reason, which is
I never understand that.
Yeah, it's an act of insanity. I know the ESG money is good. That social credit score that was set into place by the Obama administration, but well, looky what here. There is a pothead. Yes, Santa Claus. Oh,
I didn't smoke any pot today. I don't feel that good.
Pot today, really?
Uh-oh.
Well, I guess I can't play your intro then.
You have smoked yourself retarded.
That is one of my favorites.
That's a lingering effect from yesterday.
There you go. There you go. Well, yeah, I mean, the damage is done. The damage is done. Anyway, all right. So basically, so with the ESG money and the social credit score, basically, which is like the communist style social credit score that is actually going on in China. These people have like eschewed the front end money for this back end
like a boost from the government, which is rapidly running out of those funds. Um, you know, so um, as we speak, there is a like a alternative setting there. It's called Fund My Comic, and so let's look at the but today we're going to look at the pros, if there are any, to stay on Indiegogo and Kickstarter, and see if we can come up with any reasoning that makes any sense. Hey Joe Ball, what's up, dude? Great artist in the community,
Hey,
death
Joe.
guy. And then I got Wolf Leader. Hey man, what's
Wolfler.
up? What's up? Yeah. Anyway, so let's just start with the most obvious advantage to these websites. Oh, there's Best. What's up, dude? I guess the gremlins are temporarily at bay. That's what he calls his kids. Yeah, Father of the Year. Anyway,
His words.
Wonder what he
is that
calls his
pretty
wife.
accurate? I don't know. I don't know. You see, it looks like Phoebe Cates. I think he's doing all right. Anyway, we are a big fan of Phoebe Cates in his community, evidently, according to Mr. Good Stuff's poll. POLL.
All you have to do is say her name, and I see a wet red bikini coming out of a pool.
Yeah, everybody does. Kevin Klein is a very lucky individual. Anyway, so yeah, they're watching TV with their mom. Oh, okay, shoved them off on their mom. Okay, there you go. That works out. Anyway, so the most obvious advantage that Indiegogo and Kickstarter currently have, okay, is this word keeps coming up. Hold on, what's up? Speaking of slackers, what's up, homies? You got a link if you want. Come on, Todd. Anyway, all right. So
it's only your business.
It's only your business, man. Whatever. Anyway,
he's busy working.
Busy working. All right. So this word keeps coming up in conversations called traffic. Okay, people are like, "Well, I want the traffic, right?" Well,
Not
and
traffic.
Yeah. So since
I hate being stuck in traffic.
There you go. But since Kickstarter happens to be the Coca-Cola of the crowdfunding realm, in other words, a main brand that has become kind of synonymous with crowdfunding. People's like, "Are you going to run a Kickstarter?" Which they just mean crowdfund. They don't necessarily mean Kickstarter. They just mean crowdfund. This, like a Midwest will call a, you go to the store, get me a Coke.
Yeah.
Which one? Mountain Dew.
Everything's a Coke.
Right. It's like Mountain Dew's Pepsi. Anyway, but yeah, around my neck of the woods, they'll call it Coke. All sodas are Coke. And for a certain extent, Kickstarter has that name cachet. Well, Todd says he was not going to come on because Belmont scares him. Anyway,
I'm not even in the mafia anymore.
I know.
That's
seriously.
fair though.
Yeah, it's like calling all things digital art photoshopped, right? That's exactly. Brandy's strip band-aids, right. Yeah, so it's got that name brand recognition. It's also firmly entrenched in the Pacific Northwest, which means it's got its political ideology shoved up its butt and all things. They have also downsized. They've laid off a bunch of people who went over and became Zoop. Anyway, it turns out they fired their whole entire trust and safety, which had become a what is that called? When they organized, they became organized into
the unionized.
Unionized. They became unionized. So the trust and safety unionized themselves basically, and so the next time they downsize, they're like, "Oh, all these people that were in that union, well, they're, we're gonna have to get rid of them because they happen to be in places where we got some, anyway. So those people liked working together and censoring people actively. That gave them their jollies, so they went over and became Zoop, where they continue to actively suppress people. Well, we lost Will. He might come back.
I forgot all about Zoop. They're still around?
Oh yeah, they're around.
Still over there. Still over there. And they start with gatekeeping. That's a
you got
they gatekeep right out of the gate.
Yep, you can't even start a campaign unless you contact them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They have to like crawl through your campaign, and it has to meet their approval before it goes up on their website.
I mean, we do the same thing.
You do the same thing, but for different reasons. You're not looking for an ideological bent. You're looking for quality work, which is a different thing entirely.
We're trying to make sure that people are ready to launch.
Right. Well, but Kickstarter is massive. Okay. Will's back. What's up? But Kickstarter happens to be a massive apparatus. It has a lot of a lot of people wandering through the site for different reasons. But they kickstart everything, from tech to macrame. But they have a huge amount of things that they're running crowd funds for. Their comic division happens to be pretty cluttered with campaigns that have shall we say differing qualities, but at the same time they have shown a capacity and a willingness to ban people. They don't shadow ban people, they just take their campaigns down.
They just outright ban them.
They just outright ban them.
I don't know which is worse.
Yeah,
I think shadow banning is worse, in my opinion.
I think shadow ban's a lot worse. Yeah. But so Kickstarter, you have the advantages. It's a bigger website, to name brand. It happens to be it happens to be in the lexicon as crowdfund in people's minds. Oh, you're going to run a Kickstarter? Yeah, we'll run a Kickstarter. Okay, so it has that advantage. Disadvantages are it's massive. They don't really specifically hone in on one thing. And they have a political ideological bent, which they have absolutely no problem expressing. None whatsoever. But they do seem to have some blind spots. The people from Iconic happen to be in that blind spot. They've run some pretty blatantly political, campaigns over there. I mean, Walmart was very pro-Trump, but it was almost too pro-Trump. It kind of almost went over to parody. I think didn't Mike S. Miller run his Magnificent Seven over there?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, so they do have like they do allow some things to run on their site. But then again, they turn around and they ban off Mike Barron's latest because of some group online, I think it was.
Somebody wrote a hit piece on him.
Right, somebody wrote a hit piece calling it racist, even though his main character happens to be Hispanic. But they immediately, it's just racist, you need to take us down. And then the same group that put up basically pornography on to show Kickstarter didn't take them down, but they took Mike Barron down. And people were like, wait a second, this is like a double standard here. And then Kickstarter's like, well, we don't care. We're good with it. So that's both the advantages and then disadvantage of Kickstarter is that yes, it's massive reach. Yes, it's a massive broad brand of people that are going to go through there. Disadvantages is not focused. They're ideologically bent and completely, totally okay with it. And you basically roll a dice putting a campaign up there. You have to make sure that nobody has an axe to grind against you, because the moment that somebody complains, your campaign is gone on the wrong side of the political spectrum. But if exactly, so you have to bear that in mind. You might not be banned today, but the moment that some blue hair sees your campaign and decides that their fifis got hurt, you're gone. Just understand that. If you're willing to make that concession, then Kickstarter could be a decent piece for you. Now, let's move over. Does anybody have any points about Kickstarter that I didn't make?
They may possess features, being around as long as they have.
Yeah.
That other websites may not.
Right. But at the same time, their website is poorly coded and hasn't been updated in a while. It's very, very dated looking. From people that have gone over there, they also the way that they pay out their money is pretty clunky. They don't take your money till the end of the campaign. So if you have backed a book in the course of the 30-day campaign window, you better leave that money in the bank, because they'll be coming for it at a very inopportune time for you if you don't.
Some people like that. Some people prefer that, but
okay.
There's a preference. I mean, some people have preferences for it.
No, I don't like that they don't take your money, because they can play games. People might back your big tier, your artwork, and you think it's sold. Then 2 or 3 days before your 30-day ends on Kickstarter, somebody will switch their perk to like the $20 perk instead, or whatever the standard perk, and then you lose out on selling that product, that piece of art, because now there's not enough time to sell it. You know what I mean? And your campaign's almost over.
Which happened to Belmont. So there you go.
Happens to a lot of people.
It happens to a lot of people. Amanda B says, they don't take my money now. I don't like that at all. My sole personal reason for not utilizing Kickstarter more. Okay. And Radio says, shout out to Luke for streaming from the surface of the sun.
Yeah, I was going to ask him about that. What's going on?
Yeah, the sun came out. Yeah, the sun came out, and so my office is
apparently.
bright. I like to keep it bright in here so that I don't
fall asleep.
I know I easily can succumb to that seasonal. What do they call it? Seasonal affective disorder.
Seasonal disaffection disorder.
Whatever. Yeah, I can get
depressed because there's not enough sunlight.
Yeah, it happened when I lived in Indiana before. That's why I like living in Florida.
Gotcha.
So, to combat that, I'm in here by myself all day.
Right.
So I just
leave the sun, let the sun fly.
Yeah, and
Todd says he's just close to the Lord and the rest of us. So
right. And I tell people if they have a problem with that, they can just suck it.
Yep. Indiana is evidently God's country, according to Todd. So there you go. All right. Anyway.
It's something.
Middle of nowhere country.
There you go. All right, let's talk about the other candidate right quick. All right, Indiegogo. All right, advantages that Indiegogo has. It's got a decent through traffic. They have a big parent company, so they're not going to dry up and blow away. The parent company happens to be GoFundMe. And they have a pretty vibrant comic division that's a little bit better curated than Kickstarter. They don't have as many egregious, this guy scribbled on a piece of paper and he's crowdfunding it. They don't have that as much over there. They, for the most part,
you don't get those cloned campaigns either over there.
Yeah, they don't have clone campaigns, which is a big problem with Kickstarter. I forgot to mention that. We've had several problems with clone campaigns, which weren't taken down for weeks and weeks, which absolutely killed somebody's, momentum. Which was the reason why it was done. So that happens with Kickstarter more often. They don't really curate as well. I guess because they're in the Pacific Northwest, the little blue hairs have got better things to do, like burn down courthouses. Anyway, so
someone's salty today. Damn.
Everybody has to have a hobby. You have to have a hobby, right? Anyway,
Right.
So Indiegogo. At the same time, so that's the advantages of Indiegogo. No one. Well, the way that they take the money out is the money comes out in escrow. It's immediately taken, but it gets paid out to the creator at the end of the campaign, which has proven to be problematic. Anyway, hold on a second. Amanda B says, okay. User friendly, account setup is easy, account history is gold aside from scrolling through pages. All my purchases are in one place, so I only have to go to one spot to check whether or not I backed. There you go. All right. Thank you, Amanda. That's advantages to Indiegogo. And up to recently, they've been pretty golden. Hold on one second. She says also she could go to one spot and change all her addresses. Alrighty, there you go. Yeah, it's pretty streamlined. It's pretty user friendly.
I don't know where that one spot's at to change your addresses.
Yeah, you have
to. I always have to go to each individual campaign.
Oh, don't forget, Kickstarter doesn't even take your fucking whole address.
Right.
That you give it to them. And you have to hunt these people down and ask them for their address so you can.
Yeah. Oh, I hate the surveys over there.
Yeah, there's surveys.
I hate doing the
survey
thing.
backer kit. You have to do the backer kit and thing. Yeah. That's also in the negative column for a Kickstarter. Indiegogo, they do the up to recently, they've been pretty good about when campaigns launch. There's a one button launch, which has been really handy for people like going to launch streams, things like that.
You can do a sign up on Indiegogo without having the campaign approved. On Kickstarter, you have to have the campaign approved before you can do the sign up.
Right. I just mean I don't have to go to several websites. Yes, I have to go to different campaigns. Okay. All right. She's clarifying. Yeah. So you can put a and up to recently, that's been a pretty decent feature. I keep saying up to recently because things have changed. And now we're going to go to disadvantages. All these goodwill that they had for a while. They've been pretty ironclad. It's been pretty user friendly. And then suddenly they stopped responding to people's problems. They decided that they'd rather have a trust and safety than a customer service, which tells you all you need to know about where they're headed. So customer service stopped responding to tickets, and which was mostly them flagging stuff for trust and safety, because trust and safety had done an overreach. And then trust and safety evidently decided they got tired of being told they're overreaching, so they got rid of customer service altogether. And now it's all automated, evidently. Poorly automated because, you get these bot responses to your inquiries, but nobody human. There's one guy that seemed to handle most of the complaints that particularly our group had. One guy that seemed to respond to all the tickets, and they moved him somewhere, probably down to the basement with his red stapler. Anyway,
poor guy.
Where's my stapler?
Have you seen my stapler?
See my stapler? Where's my stapler? It's red and it's my stapler.
I don't like the 10-day refund when someone backs on Indiegogo. That's a long time.
Yeah, the 10-day refund window is pretty difficult to deal with as a creator. So let's talk about the heel turn that happened. This was we saw a CEO come in, and the CEO had the look of Scary Poppins. The all this, she's used all this gendered language. She used all the CRT words, and everything was equity. Everything was we have to make sure everybody's equal. Well, that's not what they mean, but equity. Equity, inclusion,
yeah.
and
I'm
so
all
the first
for
thing that she
equality.
said that she was going to do.
I'm not for equity.
Right. Equity sucks. Equity sucks.
Equality is equal opportunity. Equity is equal outcome.
Right.
House equity is good.
House equity is fine, but that's not what we're referring to.
We're talking about social equity.
The problem with equity is that they always default to the person with the least amount.
Yep.
And they always force people into that mold to the least amount. But the people that enforce it don't hold themselves to the same standard. So it becomes, shall we say, problematic. Anyway, so Indiegogo brought in a trust and safety. As soon as we heard a trust and safety was coming in, we knew that our time was limited, because as soon as you hear of a trust and safety, you know that they've just put in a apparatus for getting conservatives off their website, which has been traditionally what trust and safety means. It just means
the thought police.
Censorship is coming, but only in one direction. So if you see that happening to a company, it pretty much need to move on from that company immediately. But unfortunately, because we had huge campaigns over there that weren't being affected immediately, smaller campaigns were sounding alarms. The first one, the first really notable one, there were smaller ones before, but the one that really was a shot over the bow was Von Klaus's Terror in the Trenches. They messed with the dispersal because they didn't like some things on his campaign, which had been up for at that time about 6 months. In varying forms.
They keep people's money, like it's already been raised, but they're keeping
already been raised, but they're like, okay, we're going to hold your money ransom until you make these changes, which is pretty much, and they have this, suddenly they had this vague TOS, which is called Terms of Service. And as soon as you see that much lawyer speaking of terms of service, get the hell out of Dodge. But anyway, we got a couple. Bristolian Dave from England just said hello. All right, me babbers, a Bristolian and Hojo. It's been a Hojo sighting. What's up? Hojo. Okay, so part of the heel turn was they started holding people's money hostage. That happened to a friend of ours called James Rock, and magnificent bastards. Another bad thing that you see is when they start, the censorship's bad enough, but when they start being inconsistent about what they're censoring, like on the Magnificent Bastards, they had a problem with a kid being stabbed with a pencil, bully was being stabbed by a pencil by a kid that he was torturing. And the kid retaliated. Okay, they had a problem with that image, and they held his money up, and he censored every damn thing he could. But then later on in that campaign, when they told him that was the image that they didn't like, weeks after weeks of him begging them to tell him what he changed to get his money. And there's an image later on in his campaign of kids being slaughtered with samurai swords, wholesale. I mean, body parts flying everywhere. But they were fine with that image. They just liked the kid getting stabbed with a pencil by, a tormentor being stabbed by his victim with a pencil.
Oh, yeah.
They had a problem with that.
Well, that side of the aisle does love killing babies and mutilating kids. So
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, that's right. So it's as long as it's wholesale. As long as it's wholesale, they're good. Okay.
yeah,
That good point. Thank you for correcting me on that. Anyway. Okay, Hojo says, "Oh my, it's a Yeti." Yeah, no, that's Joker. That's just the Joker. Okay. Anyway. Oh no, hold on. It's just Luke bathing in the sun. All right. You guys get off of that. Come on now. Anyway.
Don't you guys got better stuff to do?
Seriously. All right. Okay, so
I'm busy over here.
Indiegogo.
I'm actually trying to. I'm literally doing 2 jobs at once.
Right.
Like I'm promoting this site for people.
Right.
And I'm drawing someone's comic book. So
there you go. Get up.
Your first job is
off
to
of it.
entertain.
Get off.
You have to entertain.
No. I'm doing the entertaining.
Yeah.
He's good. Anyway, so Indiegogo, they started doing this shit. But that was the obvious stuff, okay? What the insidious stuff started later on when people's campaigns started disappearing. And this happened to Magnificent Bastards after they gave him his money and let him pay out after he censored the shit out of his website or out of this campaign. Suddenly he was unsearchable. So in other words, they got ticked off that they had to give him money back. So they basically made his campaign unsearchable as kind of like an FU out the door. And this was entirely trust and safety, because later on, after we got a hold of the customer service guy, he's like, well, I have to refer this to trust and safety because they're the ones that turned the campaign off. Okay. And along that time, somebody was like, okay, I want to talk about shadow banning. And then they asked a friend of ours, Pixel Trader, who happens to be scary good coder. Scary good. Can you whip something up that will show shadow ban? And he's like, oh, so I got to go in about 20 minutes. Give me about 15. And so he whips up this tool that shows shadow ban, the shadow ban code that they were using to turn shadow ban these websites. So people could go on the website and pull that up, and they could tell if they've been shadow banned or not. And until another big person in our community decided to run straight to IGG and show them that we had this tool, we were able to determine what was shadow banned or not. Now they're doing it manually, so there's no code that you can detect. You just suddenly your campaign grinds to a screeching halt, and nobody can find it anywhere unless they have a direct link to it. It's pretty insidious. Okay. So at this point, I can't see the only advantages to Indiegogo is that they are not banning the big guys in our community yet. So rather big names in our community are evidently running campaigns over there unfettered. And so maybe that's deliberate to, as long as the big guys are over there, then the smaller guys are like, oh, well, they're not banning them. But then the little guys go and they find out, oh, shit, they're banning me. This happened recently with Coney Waves, I think, or was it Death Raider? Anyway, it was a campaign that just recently just got launched. Sure. They launched to 8,000 first day, and then everything ground to a halt, and it turns out they're unsearchable because they got shadow banned. So whatever they're using to, and now I'm the only face. All right. Anyway.
Well, my internet was messing up. Everybody, you kept roboting, so I figured.
That's probably me. All right. Thank you, Will. Appreciate it. All right. Got a smiling face. All right. Good deal. Anyway, and a lot of light there too. So anyway, what's up the sun like, guys? Jeez Louise. Get some shade. All right.
I do. I've got 20-foot tall windows because I live in a old refurbished factory, and I've got 7 of them in this room. So.
Oh, right. That's right. You do live in a big old factory. All right. So, yeah. Jeez, that's a lot of space. All right. So that's Indiegogo. Anybody want to bring up a point that I missed? I think Amanda B pointed out all the positives that. Let me go ahead and read her. She had some positives, so let me see. She said user friendly, account setup easy, account history is gold aside from scrolling through pages. All the purchases are in one place, so only have to go one spot to check whether or not I backed. And can go to one spot to change all my addresses. She meant one website because you do have to go to individual campaigns, which she specified there. And
you can see referrals too. If anybody referred your comic book, there's a referral tab in Indiegogo.
You can't see referrals, but they take credit for a lot of referrals that they don't actually have any participation in, as Luke pointed out. If anybody does a search on their website, they claim that as a referral for themselves, that they did the referral. I believe Luke estimates that you might get about 10 to 20% actual traffic from Indiegogo, and when they shadow ban you, that goes down to 1 or 2%.
Zero.
Well, zero. Well, probably zero. Anyway, I was trying to be generous. All right, which we don't know what their criterion they're using for shadow ban. We know that there's people who are carrying water for IGG who were anti-CG. Which is suspicious to me. And why they'd be like, oh, there's nothing to see here, and suddenly these campaigns get banned.
Well, don't forget, Facebook did that too. Early last year, they hired that girl that was anti-CG. She started going around Twitter and banning people from Kickstarter. That even if they, liked on say on a an EVS post or followed them because they're a Cyberfrog fan.
Right.
Boom.
She was running blockchains. Right. She was running blockchain.
Doing all the blockchain stuff and transferring it over. Yep.
And then they laid her off and she went over to Zoop. So there you go.
Awesome.
Yeah. So Zoop, not an option. We're not even going to talk about Zoop. So other websites that people have attempted to use, Zoop is one of them. There's Brian Christgau managed to get onto Zoop, and he got absolutely no traffic from it. A few people have tried out Crowdfunder, but then again, Crowdfunder has pulled a heel turn, and now you can't even be adjacent to CG or friendly to CG. And be on their website. So they went from allowing Mike Barron on when other people had banned him to just completely, totally banning everybody that even looks at CG's way and with a smile on their face. So they completely, totally just it wasn't a heel turn, it was a villain turn. So anyway. So Crowdfunder is not even in the running anymore, if they ever were. People have run campaigns over there and never got any traffic or anything because they weren't promoted at all. So that's that is the arguments that we've come up with for Kickstarter and Indiegogo. There are some positives still to Kickstarter. There's almost no positives to Indiegogo anymore, unless you're a big campaign, evidently. Evidently, you can still exist over there. Some smaller campaigns, especially people that don't openly claim CG, have been able to run campaigns over there. I'm not going to mention anybody because I don't want them targeted. But whatever they're using to hone in on who is CG and who's not, or who's got their own political affiliation or not, we don't yet know. There's some people think that anti-CG members who are fingering campaigns or flagging campaigns them and for Kickstarter. Based on the Liam JDA conflict, which got JDA kicked off of Indiegogo, which seemed to be the kickoff of this happening. Thank you, Liam. Either way. But I believe that's the kickoff event. Anybody remember one earlier than that?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. So that's what you have to deal with unless you got a massive campaign. Evidently, they're still cool with running you over there. But if you don't have like a 6-figure campaign at the minimum, I think you pretty much taking a risk at IGG at this point. But if you're a big name, go with God. Evidently you're good.
Go with God.
Yep. Anyway, bio con Dios. Just know that they will turn on you eventually, when you're no longer useful. Okay, so that brings us to the alternative that we have been pushing on this website, pushing on my channel, which is with Fund My Comic. Right now, I just think Fund My Comic is the best option. First of all, while it doesn't have the massive quote unquote traffic, what does get over there, what does go by there is people that are looking for comics, people specifically looking for comics. So if they go looking for one comic, they are way more likely to buy another comic while they're there because they're shopping for comics. That's what they're shopping for. When there's something to be said for specificity, and for being a boutique. But at this time, they're small enough to completely pivot and take care of any complaints or any issues that come up. They still have a customer service.
We fixed an issue this morning on a live stream.
Yeah, the issue got fixed on a live stream. Yeah,
yep.
I believe Todd took care of it, right?
Actually, I took care of one of them.
All right.
Yeah. They're like, it'd really be nice if
Todd took care of one the other night, I believe. On
Todd
live
took care of one the other night. Yep.
Yeah,
I did one this morning.
Right. So this is hold on 1 second. Todd has actually spoken up. I guess he's still over there. Big guys have been around for a long time, have a rep with handling funds. FMC would take some time with the community as a whole to get full trust. We'll get there, but any startup will run into that hurdle. Right.
Yeah.
I had a guy back to me today doing Fund My Comic. It was a backer on another platform. He did it because he believes in it. Yeah. I backed on Fund My Comic back to Mythicals today on Fund My Comic. Found it was easy to do. Found it was a pretty effortless experience. And oh, by the way, the tip, I could select the tip or no tip. And when I did tip, I was able to send Mythicals over hybrids on the front page.
Sure did.
Sorry,
sure did.
Luke.
It's all right.
Sorry,
it's
man.
All right.
Anyway.
You're fired.
I know. Fortunately, I'm
just
not
for the
under,
record, Bunny's not even on the payroll.
I'm not on the payroll. No, I do all this because I believe in it. Anyway,
he needs the credits for interning.
There you go. Well, anyway, no, I just we can't when I was probably one of the impetus for him doing this because he was just going to run a few campaigns.
Yeah.
And so I kind of like said, well, if while you're running one, maybe you could run more, You
did nag me into submission.
I did kind of, anyway, guilty. Anyway,
he's got a way of doing that.
I'm sorry. I had my mother was an expert at it. I learned from the best. Anyway, but I had a grandmother that was to guilt what Tom Brady was to throwing a football. Anyway. All right. So anyway, so what we're doing now, we're going to talk about a little bit buy one back one. Hold on a second. Marv V has surfaced from Portugal. Greetings, sinners. Have a great weekend. Hey, thank you, Marv V. He's probably heading to bed. It's about bedtime for him.
How do you know I was a sinner?
He's met you before.
Belmont. No idea. No idea. Anyway, going to handle that one. All right. Okay, so let me add this to stream. Thank you, Belmont, for bringing this up and keeping it updated. Make it full screen. All right. Anyway, we had a few go off. I think Carry 3 went off. Went over 10K finally, I believe.
Yep, and Death Raider.
Yeah, Death Raider, which is Chris Fisk, I think. No,
Rob Hunter.
Rob Hunter. Okay, he's brand new. He's pretty much brand new to this area, to our community. I think he worked in the mainstream, did he not?
Yes, he worked with Bart Sears for a while. He was his inker.
Right. So he had another ex-pro, but he went over 10K pretty quick. Rocket Magazine Mission 1 is that our new leader, new at the top. And look, along with Galactic Rodents and Mayhem, there hasn't been a lot of movement up there recently. Smokes the Fox has moved up a little bit.
Well, because the other two went off the chart, so I moved up in rank. But going up a little bit in backers recently.
Yeah, and you just announced some cashew figures, which are probably gonna boost your campaign a little bit. Man, that Shadow Punk kills me. Man, that guy should be way over that, considering the quality of what he's putting out. Kills me. Beta War is also a really good comic. So Rocket Magazine Mission 2 is over 5,000. I don't see a lot of changes. Mythicals has moved up somewhat. He's trying to hit 5K. I backed that one today. We moved him up a couple spots. So Chrome Dog is a real good comic. He'll give you the first few pages if you want to look at it. Stein's Rise of the Vampire seems to have slowed down somewhat. He went from kind of like looked like he's going to fund in a matter of days. He's really stalled. So, take a look at that. If you decide you like it. Hybrids double feature RPG and TPB, which is trade paperback and role-playing game, is moved up a little bit, but he needs more funding than that. Have you combined Fund My Comic with what he's making on Indiegogo, or is this just Indiegogo numbers?
This is just Indiegogo.
Okay, so he's made a little bit more money than that on with Fund My Comic. Marv says he is going to go crazy with awards. Let's see how it goes. All right. There you go. So sign up, Fund My Comic. I think you need to move that off, don't you? Unless
it's still a sign up. You can sign up your campaign. Why not?
Oh, okay. All right. I get it. Smokes the Fox Cashy Dreams. He's working on that. About to launch that. He's got a Fund My Comic specific one he's going to bring out. And Gustav Lubnik, Only Never Part 1. That's a new one on me. But the Raid of the White Leopard book 1 is going to be exclusive to Fund My Comic. Yes. That is Edwin Acevedo. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. I'm Southern. Anyway, but AR-13L, the Little Mermaid, we've seen the art on it, is going to be incredible. He's got a lot of fun stuff planned. Immortal Rising is a Jose Garcia drawn book, and the art's just jaw-dropping. That's coming out.
April 1st.
April 1st, yep. April Fool's Day, but he's a good guy. You're going to actually get an actual book. Anyway, and Tropical Magic's #1, which is this is the second chance. I think he's running down on Fund My Comic, I believe.
Yes, he's going to switch over to Fund My Comic.
Yeah. That's so that's coming out. If you missed Tropical Magic's #1, he actually he actually funded on Luke's channel on Nerd Bacon one morning.
Yeah.
The first time that's happened for Luke, he got bacon wrapped. It's the first bacon wrap.
Yeah.
So
That's a great
that was
memory.
funny.
Bacon.
The guy
Oh,
actually broke down a little bit. So he's a
Rex
big,
is gonna
strong man,
add his
so.
campaign to fund my comic as well. Shadowhawk was working on the campaign page yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Told me.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, okay. Devil Flyer, black and white ash can. That's near the bottle. Over here, Jeff Lafferty says how's a new book coming, and Bristolian Dave. It's going to be awesome. Graphic Goose's art is something else. Okay, Bristolian Dave. All right. Hold on a second. And caught up now. Backer wasn't you, buddy. It was another. Oh, okay.
There is another.
There is another backer. Okay. All right.
There was another.
But this is all available on the Belmont Press website. Also, Ian Simlon has a WordPress site. All these is in the these links are below. And he's got well over 100 campaigns on there now. And he's like collecting them by the buy one back one templates. So you'll have really big campaigns and smaller campaigns, and he's got them organized where you can have an automatic buy. Basically, you back his campaign, you're going to get a book, and while you're there, maybe back something a little bit more risky, but has just as much quality, which is what the whole buy one back one's about. It's
yes, people that are, they putting stuff out. But then there's the people that really need your support in order to make their thing happen. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, anybody on that I can vouch for most of that. What's on that list? But you can find it over Belmont Press. He makes an update video, also with some trailers and some stuff like that. So yeah, Marvi's over here says. Great, but slowly working on some goodies for campaign. Jeff Lafferty, I'll launch soon for my comic. There you go. Marvi's also under the Arrow imprint. Arrow is a growing concern. Looks like Fund My Comic is going to be Arrow's main outlet. But the AR-13L is also going to be on a new imprint under Arrow's umbrella called the 3D or
3G.
3G.
Girls, guns, and gore.
Girls, and guns. Okay.
Girls, guns, and gore.
Oh, I'm sorry, gore. I'm sorry, I get gore and guts mixed up. Anyway, yeah. So it's basically going to be their version of Vertigo.
Yeah, pretty much.
But he's going to be the first one out on it. He's also got a really kind of risque comedy monkey comic that's going to be on that imprint too, I believe.
Yeah, and they're working on a few things.
Yeah, they're working on a few things. Okay. Every time he does that, he kind of his cheeks flush a little bit. So evidently, what he's working on is pretty, marginal. Anyway, so
yeah.
All right. Okay. Knowing the boss over there, it's going to be hilarious. Whatever it is,
Randy will be Randy.
Randy will be Randy. Yeah, he will be. He's indie. He's like an indie to the core from way back. Back when indie meant the mainstream wouldn't touch us with a 10-foot pole, so we had to put it out ourselves. So whatever he comes up with is going to be online probably. But he's got a lot of family-friendly stuff as well, including the hybrids, which is going to be over there. Hybrids is one of the best books in CG. I'm a huge fan of. But also consider Shadowpunk. This guy right here, he really should be more than 6,000 and some change. He really should be. just the quality that what that genius is capable of. And I've seen some panel work from him. It's just jaw dropping. He's just that good. Anyway, so there's some love going on over here between Marv V and Jeff. I hope it goes well for you, Marv. And Marv says, "Thank you, Jeff. Can't wait to see your comic done too." Which comic is that, Jeff? Is that the anybody know what his? Oh, we got Doggage. We got Doggage. There you go. There you go. There you go. Is that the doofus Pomeranian?
Puppy.
So she made the trip, huh? Yeah. Anyway, they're cute as hell, but man, are they dumb? They are the dumb blondes of the world. They really are. All right. Anybody got anything left to say? Fund My Comic is also in the description below. Also linked down there. So anybody got anything I missed from the reasons to stay on IGG or Kickstarter that I didn't mention? Anybody want to give a defense that
Spite?
Okay.
Yeah, spite.
All right.
Temporary insanity.
Okay. There you go.
You're keeping more of your money on Fund My Comic.
Yeah.
You're keeping 2% more,
as opposed to 5%.
Especially if you're a big campaign. Yeah, especially if you're going to run a big campaign.
That's going to matter. That
really adds up.
Definitely. Yeah. Right. Right now, we've got. I think they're looking at having 40 published before too much longer. So you're up to you're pushing up to that 50. So get in on it quickly.
Yeah, we are. We're also offering. We're talking to people that want to jump in early, and that will kind of be some of the first followers. That we're trying to help people out a little bit through that additional promotion and we sweeten the pot a little bit if we can. But so we're trying to draw traffic in to what we're doing, but we also want to help out those people that kind of jump in right away with us, and support support what we're doing. So you're going to see some people that are exclusive. They're spokespersons. So we're working on a couple of deals with people like that. John Dillard is going to be one of them.
Right.
He's going to have an exclusive deal with Fund My Comic.
And there's books that won't be found anywhere but Fund My Comic, like the aforementioned White Leopard one that Edwin Escovedo is putting out. It's going to be completely exclusive to Fund My Comic. It's not going to be on Indiegogo or Kickstarter.
Right now, for a limited time, we're doing specials. So if you have a publishing house where you are publishing 3 or more books by different creative teams, and you plan on launching 6 or more throughout the year, we're doing a deal for a publisher where across the board you get a for a limited time, if you sign up early, you get a lower platform fee. So rather than 3% as a publisher, you'll get 2%, because the idea is you're going to be bringing a lot of traffic into the site with your books, and so we want to kind of pay that forward, and we believe it helps everybody that's on the site to have people that are going to bring more traffic in.
Okay, so, James Rock and Oda Dasco, you guys need to jump on that with Broken Compass. Come on,
we're
be perfect for you guys.
Well, everyone keeps saying that they wanted an alternative, that we needed one, and now I know it's a matter of time before they. There's some people are going to be brave enough to jump in right away, and those people will be rewarded.
Right.
But yeah, so that's what we're doing. I've talked with some bigger creators. I mean, bigger in the sense of, the number of backers they bring in, the traffic, the eyes that they bring. And so we know that we have some of them that are going to be coming to the site and funding a book or two. And so, yeah, they are on their way. Right now, we are kind of easing ourselves into this to see what kind of traffic we will get.
Right.
On average, we have between 4 to 6 viewers on the site per minute. So people are staying on the site for 5 to 6 minutes at a time.
Right. Right.
You know, we're getting, I think we have over 600, like almost 700 unique visitors to the site that are, of which is like almost 670 of them are return visitors. So people are coming and they're coming back multiple times, and they're spending a lot of time on the site. In fact, I get to see a breakdown of kind of all of the pages that are getting views. And so right now we are seeing about 300 people per day coming in from organic social media. So that's a big one. And then we're seeing less than that, but still a good deal, about 250 per day, coming in from direct links. They've heard about it, and they go to fundmycomic.com directly.
Well, Jeff Lafferty says, I like the Fund My Comic idea. I imagine once a big campaign funds, the floodgates will open and everybody will be wanting to jump on. Yeah. But there's immediate payouts going on right now. If you have an unlimited open campaign, anybody backs, you get the money in the payout. Weekly?
Yeah, weekly is usually how that goes.
Yeah.
Right now, let me look at who we've had. I'm not gonna say who's been paid out, but we've had 1, 2, 3. We've had 4 campaigns already receive payouts, and we have 2 more that are in that they're waiting for the funds to clear the bank before they get the payout. Right. So another couple days and they'll be.
And by the way, it's backed by Stripe, which is also backing Indiegogo and Kickstarter. So if you're worried about the nuts and bolts of that part of it, worry no longer.
It's the exact same system that they're using.
They are just as secure as IGG or Kickstarter. At the same time, Threnacia, they basically are specifically into website security. That's one of the things that they specify, or that their speciality. So you're probably even going to be even less likely to be hacked there than you would be for Kickstarter.
And additionally, we have extra security on the domain itself.
Right. Because we're expecting to be targeted at some point if we start getting people like Mike Barron on.
We're gonna piss someone off.
You're gonna piss someone off, which will let us know we're in the right direction. Anyway, because you go towards a storm, if there's no 2 fronts not available, then there's no storm. Then you know that you're in dead water. We do not want to be in dead water, but unfortunately, where the chops, where it's choppy, is where all the air, where all the wind for the sails is. So that's where you gotta head. Anyway, yes, I'm a writer, so I come up with shit like this. Anyway, so. All right, gentlemen. Thank you for coming. Thank you for. We had a pretty decent. We are up to 10 in the chat today, the fluffiest chat in all of YouTube. So thank everybody being on the panel. Belmont, Will Joker fan, also Creators Outlet, and for Luke for coming on, and for Todd getting out in the chat for a little while, which is. which is about all you can get from Todd. He's so damn busy. Just thank you for coming down the rabbit hole, ladies and gentlemen.
Marv V, I messaged you on Messenger. I need you to respond to me so we can get some books out to print, please. Thank you.
Okay. Supporting crowdfunding campaigns, specifically on Fund My Comic. Yep. Take care, everybody, and be safe. Yes, thank you. Totally agree with that sentiment. Anyway, once again, thank you for coming down the rabbit hole. We will see you next time, and we will return you to your regularly scheduled life. So have a good night, everybody.
And I'll go